Yerp. What's goody, what's goody, what's goody? Good afternoon, team. Good evening for some of you. This is the weekly market breakdown. We're going to go over every single pair that we trade, the ones that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with US oil. We got CAD, ZAR, 30, NZD, USD, GU, GJ, GCAD, GA, EU, ECAD, EA, ACAD, AU. Perfect. We'll be starting from the top to the bottom. We'll also go over the Euro USD trade that I took on Friday that most of you guys saw. Once we get to that pair, we'll take a step back. We'll do our breakdown from top to the bottom, what we were looking for, what we were anticipating, and what we could be expecting moving forward with Euro USD. But of course, we'll do that with every single pair. Again, we're going to go over the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, the 30-minute time frame, update our lows and highs on each individual time frame as well. We'll talk about the market maker's pattern, where we're at, what we're looking for, what we could be expecting. Are we on an uptrend? Are we on a downtrend? Etc. etc. Just gonna give about another minute or two here to join, and then we will get started. Let me know if you guys in the chat. Any questions? Again, let me know. Any other pairs that you guys want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. For those guys watching the the recording, if you guys have any questions, again, feel free to message me as well. Woke up with a lot of phlegm today. I'm not sure why. I'm not sick and I don't feel sick, but just one of those days, so bear with me, guys. I'm sorry about that. You should put some music in the background, huh? It's like kind of a vibe. Just sucks, bro. That's why I want to go to Twitch, bro. I really do. But the viewership is on YouTube. 99% of the people who are on YouTube look for trading. We're backwards, right? The people who are into trading look for trading on YouTube. 99% of them. What's the person's name that I can play? Lo-fi. This one. On Twitch, it's not really like that. Like, Twitch has its own, playlist for trading, but there's like a handful of people that I don't know if the music is working. Let me see. There's a handful of people that stream on Twitch, but for the most part, it's mostly bots. So when it comes to trading, YouTube, it's where it's at. But I would love to go to YouTube so I could play music in the background without having to worry about the copyright strikes. But this works. It's all good. Again, just want to give about another minute or two to join, and then we will get started, making sure everybody's here. Usually we do these sessions on Sundays, but I'm gonna be a little bit busy tomorrow, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it today. So again, guys, use this time wisely. Any questions, let me know. Anything during the stream that's not making sense or you need a little bit more clarity on, feel free to stop me and let me know. Like, hey, slow down, this shit's not making sense, go back again. And I'll do it, it's no problem. That's what we're here for. Hold on, I gotta send another corny text real quick. Yeah, it was good, Mohammed. It's good. I'm chilling, man. Been a minute. It has been. Where you been, man? I need you in here every day, bro. You gotta speed it up. You gotta get this school shit finished with already, so you could start locking in here, man. I've been good though, man. Can't complain. Been it's been kind of raining these last few days, like kind of non-stop. Or it's on and off, not non-stop. It's been on and off. It'll rain for like an hour and a half, and then it'll stop raining, but it's just cloudy. But it's been good. I can't complain. Been going through some rough shit. You got it, man. You got it, man. It's just another bump in the road, bro. I can't trade until in the huh? What? I can't trade until I'm in the right mental state and get my shit sorted out. No, it's all good. The good thing is you're able to realize that, right? And instead of taking out your emotions on the charts and start doing crazy shit on the charts, you take a step back, you do what you got to do, figure it out, and then come back when you're clear, right? Because that's not, a lot of people seem to forget, like, these moments in life, they don't go away, right? They don't go away. It doesn't matter what, right? Like, bad days, bad weeks, bad months, outside of trading, just life in general, shit is gonna happen, right? And the moment you realize that, okay, right now I'm not in the best mental state to do whatever it is, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to be trading. Sometimes it's going to work. Sometimes you're not in the mental state to go to work, and you still go to work because you're forced to go to work because you have to pay bills, right? And those are the days you show up to work and you're not as happy as usual. Like, if you deal with customers and clients, like, hey, you good today? Like, your own coworkers will be like, hey, you good today? And it'll be like 2-3 weeks of you being in that slump, and then you're right back at it, right? The beauty with trading is that, again, once you're successful at trading and once you're good, you have the freedom that allows yourself to take a step back. And a lot of traders, once they get to that position where they're good, they believe that bad things in life aren't going to happen. Right? A lot of people believe, oh, you have money, you can't be sad, you can't be depressed. That's just not true. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. Like, sadness doesn't choose only people who are struggling, right? So, as a person, it's good to realize when you have to step back from something, right? And specifically when we're talking about trading, as a person, once you realize that you're in that mental state in real life, you could allow yourself to take a step back, take a couple weeks off, take a month off, do whatever you got to do, go to vacation, get off the charts, just do something, right? And then come back when you're good. So, my family movement had me fucked up real bad, not gonna lie. Absolutely. That's a big change. That's a huge change, especially when you come from a family that's a tight knit family. Everybody's together. Everybody, you spent pretty much your entire life with those people around you. So that could definitely be, it's a tough situation, man. But that's what I was saying. Like, again, the good thing is you realize, like, all right, the moment will pass. Take your time. Could take a couple days. Could take a couple weeks. Could take a month. Right? So you start feeling it out, get the groove of things. So it's all good, bro. Those are some good gems, though. what we were talking about. Because I really didn't realize that until like recently. Just a lot of people who've come up to me. You know, again, this is why I love what I do. It's mostly to meet people and talk to different people and during different situations. But what I realized a lot is that realistically speaking, we all go through the same emotions. The only difference is, you know, the aspects of our lives. Like something may have happened to you that didn't directly happen to me, but something similar, right? Or something completely different, but we could relate to it because it made us feel the same type of way, right? The same sadness, the same anxiety, whatever the case is, right? The same happiness, even for good things. Um, you know, a lot of people believe like this is a common thing that I hear, and a lot of people that come up to me like, yo, I just can't wait till I'm um you know, I want to make it in trading. I can't wait to make this type of money and I don't have to go through things like this. It's like, you know, that's the time when I tell them like take a step back. Realistically speaking, the situation that you're in right now that made you feel this type of way, was it monetary reasons or was it just life? Right? And 99% of the time it's just life. Right? Life doesn't stop happening when you have access to money. Again, whatever your definition of being rich is, it doesn't have to be 100 million. It doesn't even have to be a million. It could be 200,000, 500,000. It could be 100,000. Right? 100,000, that takes you a long way. Right? So again, 99% is it's just life. Like you're just because you have value, right? It doesn't mean that you're never gonna feel sadness again. It doesn't mean that you're never gonna be depressed. And we have so many people, thousands and thousands of people who have seen success, again, whatever their definition of success is, and what happens? They're still upset, they're still sad, they're still having bad days. Like that never goes away. So it's a big thing to realize. Live for 20 minutes was good, Kendall. Yeah, I did like first 10 minutes was the intro and then started speaking with Muhammad. But I was gonna start now at 3 anyway. I was just waiting for everybody. What we talking about? Life. Muhammad was telling me about his situation right now, and I was pretty much just saying like, you know, that he was saying he had to take a step back from the charts, and I'm like, nah, that's a good thing to realize. Pretty much what I was saying. Long story short, it's good to realize when you're not doing good mentally and when you have to take a step back from doing what you got to do. Voice shaky, you alright? Yeah, I'm good. I have somebody right now behind me with a gun. Nah, I woke up like a lot of phlegm. I don't know why. I've just been doing that shit. But it's also mad cold in the house, and then outside is just humid as shit. So it's I know the reason why, bro. It's fucking ugly out. Humid as shit, raining. Then it's cold as fuck in the house. He said question mark? Yeah. I'm good. Nobody's holding me hostage, man. You getting stuck up? No, no, no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Don't call the FBI. I promise. Don't call the SWAT team. I don't want them in my house. Alright, team. Let's get started. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know. AU, we're in the daily time frame. Right, where are we? We know we're in an overall downtrend. Yeah, level 1, first zone of consolidation. Level 2, we're trending. Second zone of consolidation, where price is moving sideways. And then the start of level 3, which is the last and final push that we're looking for to see price reach our previous peak lows at these lows down here. And we know that price gave us the break of structure of the zone of consolidation. So perfect. Now when we're keeping an eye on the trend is very important, right? Everything that you guys see, all these movements, internal movements. What does that mean? 4-hour time frame, 30-minute time frame, 5-minute, 1-minute time frame. Those are the internal movements, right? Daily and 4-hour external. 30 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute is internal. So right now on the daily time frame, when we're looking at the structure, right, when we're looking at the trend, what do we see? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Price never broke these highs. Price never broke these lows until we made these lower lows down here. So now we know, okay, cool. Price made a lower low, and what we're looking for now is for a lower high to be set. And once that lower high is set, that's when we could start looking to take those trades going back down to the bottom. Right? So again, just with that piece of information, I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions. How do you know where the lower high is going to be set? When do you know that a lower high is going to be set? How high does the lower high have to be? All those questions could be answered. Depending on what your entry strategy is, might be what your interpretation of where the lower high is going to be. Meaning, a lot of people trade using the Fib retracements. You know, they'll be looking at the first set of pullback between, you know, again, depending on what your entry strategy is. You know, for example, this lower low was set. Before this lower low was set, a lot of traders thought that this was going to be a bearish flag post pattern, right? So if you're trading a flag post pattern, you're looking for a 23.6, 38.2 Fib retracement. Once price gets to your Fib retracement, a lot of traders, they're impulse traders. They're getting in. I'm getting in no matter what. It's in my retracement. I'm getting in. Cool. Then you have the traders who are a little bit more technical with it, and once price reaches their point of interest, whether it's the 38.2, whether it's the 50% retracement, which again, the Fib traders, if you're looking at the golden ratio zone, they'll be looking for the 50% retracement. After it reaches your point of interest, right? Because again, for price to go from lower low to lower high, what is it doing internally? And we'll draw this out. And I'm not going to do this with every single pair. I like doing this in the first pair so you guys can get the groove of things and understand what it is that we're looking for. Right? So at a lower low, when price goes from lower low to lower high, what is price doing internally? It's giving you higher highs and higher lows. Right? Because in order for price to go from a lower low to a lower high, price has to go up. And when price goes up, it's making higher highs and higher lows. Right? So once price gets to your point of interest, where that lower high is set, you want to start looking for what to happen internally. You want to start waiting for price to start making lower lows and lower highs. And once price gives you the lower lows and the lower highs, that's when you know that the trend has shifted internally from an uptrend to a downtrend. And that's when you could be expecting price to give you the lower high on the daily time frame, on the external view, from a lower high point back down into a lower low. Alright, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you guys need me to explain that again. I'll give you guys a minute in the chat. Type 1 if you're good, type 2 if you want me to go over it again. Let me know. Type 1 to keep going, type 2 to explain it again. Speaking of life. Alright, Muhammad. We'll talk to you later, my brother. Keep it pushing, man. If you need anything, let me know. You know, my messages are always open for you. What's good, Adrian? Welcome, welcome. Agent types 1, you're good? Alright, perfect. Everyone else good? Kendall, we still got you here? Let me know. Alright, so for our point of interest, where I'm looking for price, give me the set lower high, I have 2 points of interest. The first point of interest, where price went to, which is the 800 EMA, that we know that price respects the 800 EMA. And my second point of interest is this gap that was left behind on the 30-minute time frame. Now, again, this gap that's been up here, does it have to be filled right away? No. Price could continue this downtrend push and complete the downtrend pattern. And once price shifts from the downtrend to the uptrend, and once we're in the uptrend pattern and the overall market makers pattern, that's when we could start expecting price to fill the gap. So now that price has reached my point of interest on the daily time frame, This is when now I'm gonna start going into the 4-hour time frame and start looking at structure on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we're still in an uptrend, right? Price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? It gave us a little internal just change of character, just an inducement, and then it came up and gave us another higher high. So we know that we are trading between this 4-hour low down here, higher low, and this higher high all the way up here. So right now when we're looking at the trend, we understand that as of right now, these pushes to the downside could still be a higher low for price to continue into this higher high to see price fill this gap up here. Now, when I'll start looking to take these trades is when the 4-hour time frame, the 30-minute time frame starts making lower lows and lower highs. So for example, again, everything is color coordinated. I should have said this in the beginning of the stream. Daily highs and daily lows are gray, 4-hour lows and 4-hour highs are blue, 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows are red, right? And then the engulfing candles that we have are going to be the yellow boxes, right? So we understand that again, on the 4-hour time frame, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. So we know that a higher low could be set, or it could be an equal low, right? So not only do we have price still on an uptrend, but we also have a daily engulfing candle at these lows. So could we expect price to do something like this and start uptrending back to the top side? It could happen. Now, again, what I'm looking for to continue to look for the shorts going back down to the bottom from the lower high back down into the lower low, on the 4-hour time frame, I need to see the change of character, meaning I need to see price give us a lower low, and then I need to see price give us the break of structure, meaning I want to see price give us the lower low, lower high, and then give us another lower low, the break of structure, and then that's when I'm going to start looking to take these trades from this point all the way back down into our peak lows down here, right? So we still have a little bit to go. AU is looking good. It's set up for this week, right? For the end of this week going into next week, we set up a pretty good area. Now again, when we're looking at the structure, price gave us lower low, lower high. This is on the 30-minute time frame. Lower low, and then it gave us a change of character higher high. Once price gave us that change of character higher high, it gave us a zone of consolidation, it gave us a break, it gave a retest, right? It gave a little type 3 pattern, a multi-session type 3 pattern where price breaks the zone of consolidation, and it gives you a retest at the 50% of the zone of consolidation, and then goes right back down to the bottom, right? It gave us a second day of drop, finished at the lows for the week, so I'm not expecting a continuation. But if we were to take a trade here, again, what I'm looking for is to take the trade down into these lows down here. And this is where I'll take my profit, and I'll wait to see what price wants to do. If price wants to start giving us internal higher highs and higher lows and it starts uptrending, then we know price is going to go back up. But if price continues to go into these lows and continues to make lower lows and lower highs, then we know we have to wait till price breaks the 4-hour lows, which again is the blue box, in order for us to continue to look for those pushes back down to the bottom. And then price gave us a change of character. Change this to red so we know it's a downtrend, and we're trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows. And once again, guys, all this time we took on the first pair, I'm only going to do it with this pair. The other ones, I'm going to fly through them. Not fly, but we're going to go through them pretty quickly. Because if not, this is going to be a 2-hour stream when it should really only be 45 minutes to an hour. So again, just let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to stop me at any point. What's good, Mr. Albert? Hope you're doing well, my brother. So I'll give you guys another minute. Exactly 1 minute. Any questions, let me know. If I could keep going, let me know. If you guys are good so far. And again, every single pair is treated and traded the exact same way. The only difference, some of them are uptrending, some of them are downtrending, some of them are even just in a range, right? Consolidating. That's the only difference. But the technicalities of everything, looking for the change of character, looking for the break, looking to take trades with the trend, looking for engulfing candles, right? Looking for inducements, looking for continuations. It's all the same thing on every single pair. It doesn't matter what you're trading, whether it's the currency pairs, whether it's commodities, whether it's metals, whether it's the indexes, you know, whether you're trading bean and corn, whatever it is that you're trading, whether it's crypto, it's all traded the exact same way. The same philosophy, the same blueprint. You're just looking for one to uptrend and you're looking for one to downtrend. That's it. It's the only difference. Alright, so no questions in the chat. You guys are good? You guys got 20 seconds. Alright. Seems like you guys are good. Let's did you change your mic? It sounds better. Nope. Same mic. I might sound a little different because I woke up with a little bit of phlegm this morning, but mic is the same. Alright, so let's keep going. So AU, we know it's on our watch list for this week. Ask a question, please check above. Oh, I don't see the question. It says the question was, or it says the message was deleted. But let me know. Let me know what the question is. I'm gonna keep going and then I'll answer the question. I got you. With AUDCAD, we're in the first zone of consolidation where price is still just moving sideways, right? We rejected the lows, price came back to the top side, and that's okay. Again, the question is, how far up is it going to go? Is it going to make that high here? Is it going to go higher to the daily highs to do the exact same thing it did the last 3 times, right? Again, it's very simple. The answer is as soon as price starts making lower lows and lower highs, and in this case it's going to be on the 30-minute time frame because our 4-hour lows and our 4-hour highs are in the exact same place, right? We see that we go to the 4-hour, we're looking at the internal trends, right? We have a week of drop. Go to the 30-minute time frame, so no continuations on the 4-hour. And then on the 30-minute, price finally gave us. All right, let me take a step back here. Give me a second, because all of this. There was something I did here. I think this was supposed to be 5-minute breaks or 5-minute structure, and I put the 30-minute lines. On the 30-minute, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character, higher high on the 30-minute. So on the 30-minute, we're trading between, yeah, let me reset these lines real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, on the 30-minute, we're trading between these lows down here. Right, that we know price gave us a change, so I'm not going to put that big of a box. Right, gave us the change of character here. We'll keep this here, so we're trading between this low and these highs up here. and we have a day of drop. Right, and then on the 5-minute, price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I must have been real tired. I don't even know when I drew this up, right? So higher high, higher low, higher high, then price gave us a 5-minute change of character. Right, and then price gave us a 5-minute break of structure. Now, yes, price gave us a 5-minute change of character and a 5-minute break of structure. But again, understanding that right now on the 30-minute time frame, all we have is the change of character, right? Could this be an inducement? Because we could see that price technically gave us just a small range, a small zone of consolidation here, where price came up, rejected the lows, rejected the highs again, and we're coming back down to these lows. So could this be an inducement to go back to the top side? Of course. So what I'm looking for on the 30-minute time frame is for price to give me the change of character, right? Give us the lower low, give us a lower high. Once price gives us the lower low break of structure retest, this is when I'll start looking to take trades to go back down to the bottom. It looks like NZD USD will likely give us a 4-day drop variation on the 30-minute time frame. I got you. We'll go over NZD USD. Right, so AUDCAD just got to be a little bit patient. Just wait it out just a little bit longer. Wait for price to give us a confirmation that this is where that lower high is going to be set for us to then continue to look for the lower lows. So AUDCAD is going to be one to keep an eye on for the week as well. Weekly watch. Let me rename the watch list to weekly watch list and put from the date so people don't get confused like last week. The 12th through what? The 18th? 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. 12th through 17th of 2025. So AUD USD is looking for lower low continuation. AUDCAD, keeping an eye on external lower high for a continuation to the lower level. So AUDCAD, we already know that's going to be one on our watch list. Euro AUD gave us a nice move on Friday with that news. Now I don't even know there was news on Friday. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I didn't even know that there was news. I was just looking at the chart, saw the fucking trade, took it, and I got a notification at around 11:30, I think almost 12. TP has been hit, and I'm like, okay, cool. That took a long time, so I literally took the trade and then I left. And I look at my phone, and the first pair I saw, I wasn't even on EU. I was on, I think ECAD, no, I think GA or GCAD, something like that. And I saw that it did some crazy movement. I'm like, oh shit. I look at the EU chart and it flew past my TP. I'm like, wow, was not expecting that one. So with EA, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. We're still expecting price to reach our previous peak highs at these highs. We know that we had the first push, the first zone of consolidation, the second push, second zone of consolidation, and then we have the start of the third push, where price just gave us another higher high, and we're looking for a higher low to be set. Price gave us a little higher low in this area, came back, and we just got a zone of consolidation instead of the continuation of the trend. Damn, my voice is like kind of giving up on me right now. On the 4-hour time frame, let's just update our dibber. I swear to you guys, every single week I add these lines and I tell you guys, yo, I'm gonna add these lines so I don't have to do this every single week. And it still feels like I add these lines every single week. Like, tell me if I'm bugging or not, but last weekend, did we not do this? We literally did this in the Discord. I know I'm not going crazy. Unless the market makers are over here deleting my lines, man. Y'all better fuck off. That's all I'm saying. We have a week of rise. No continuations just yet, but this is good. price reached our lows where price was ranging, right? We could see a little bit better on the 4-hour time frame. This is where price was just consolidating, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, going to the middle, rejecting highs again, rejecting lows, going back to the middle, coming back to reject the lows to go back to the top side, right? So all I'm looking for now on the 30-minute time frame is going to be for price to start making higher highs and higher lows. We want to see the change of character. We want to see the break of structure. So we can see that price gave us lower low, lower high. Then it gave us this lower low at the beginning of the week of last week. Right, gave us the lower low. Gave us this low. Right, and then price gave us a change of character to the top side. And price broke way above the 800 EMA, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Okay, buddy, come on. Thank you. Then we have the change of character. We have the higher high that's set up here. We still don't have a set higher high. Price keeps trending, but we know that we're trading between this low and whatever high is set up here. So again, what I'm looking for now, right, lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high. I'm looking for a higher low. I'm looking for another higher high, break of structure. Once price gives us the retest of that higher high, higher low, that's when I'll start looking to take the trades to continue that push back to the top side. So EA is looking good. We're getting ready to trade EA as well. Gonna put this one on our watch list for the week. Let me know if you guys have any questions. This one is EA. Euro AUD. Looking for price to give us a 30-minute BOS for long continuations. EURCAD. We are in previous peak high territory, so this is one trade that right now we know we're going to be very careful with ECAD. We're still trading higher high, higher low on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. Gave us a higher low, did not give us a engulfing candle. We still know we have this gap at the top of the market. Price gave us a weaker drop, which again could just be a higher low point. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Do I want to say that this is just lower low, lower high, lower low, and this is a higher high? We could, right? This was a big move here, and I do like that we're on the 800 EMA. So we're trading between this low down here, and then we'll mark it up so you guys can see what it is that I'm talking about. We had the change of character that happened here. We have this lower low here. This lower low gave us this lower high, that gave us this lower low over here. Right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. Now, why am I not marking this as lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low? It's not a significant pullback, right? It didn't really give us a significant break either. So we're looking for price to give us this lower low that was set to this high over here. I just confused myself. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. It gave us the lower low, lower high, lower low, then price gave us the change of character, higher high. So I don't know why I just confused myself there. I don't know what I was looking at. So we know we're trading between this high and this 30-minute low down here. So same thing as the other pairs. If price gives us this valid break, so the lower low here, yes, it didn't give a valid break, but we could see that price gave us a significant pullback. right? The pullback is what I'm looking at, right? Because when we're looking at where price stopped, like for example, right, I'm not going to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Because this was all part of the same trend, right? So then price gave us low, like the lower low, right? This is where price gave us a set lower high, right? It was an actual pullback, right? This is where we could say price stopped trending, right? This entire time price was trending, right? Until where? Until here. Price here is where it started moving sideways for a little bit, and then it gave us a nice pullback. And then did what? Came back and gave us another lower low. Does that make sense? So this is where price gave us the lower low from this trend. Once price stopped trending and it started moving sideways, or it gave us a pullback, it came down and gave us another lower low. Now it didn't break, right? So the question now is like, okay, cool. We can see where the trend happens. So now what happens when price doesn't give you that valid break? Well, we know that this lower low point is a weak lower low. This could just be the inducement. So now this is where we want to start seeing price going from lower low, lower high to higher high and higher low. This is where we got the change of character. We're on the 800 EMA. Price respects the 800 EMA if it wants to continue the trend. Or if it breaks above the 800, you know that that's when the trend has shifted. Right? Not only would we have the confirmation of the 800, but we also have that 30-minute break. So if price gives us a break above the 800 and it gives us a valid break above the 30, then we know that this is where price is going to continue and go back to the top side. But if price at these highs does the exact same thing that it did down here and it gives us just an inducement, then we know that price isn't ready to continue this uptrend push on the 30-minute time frame, and we're just looking for price to continue to give us a steeper pullback. Because again, where are we trading? We understand that yes, we're still in an uptrend, but we're trading at a higher high. So could we expect price to give us another higher low back down to the bottom? It could happen. And the 30-minute time frame, this is where we're going to see if price is going to do that or not. Why not the next lower low, since it didn't break and was just an inducement? What do you mean? Let's clear up the marking real quick. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. Does this make sense? I was referring to the last candle wick before the irregular pullback make a higher high. You're talking about this area here? Because price here was still, when you're looking at the trend, it was still trending up, right? It just gave us an equal high, right? It gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us the equal high here. Technically lower high, lower low. So this was all still part of the same trend. This is why I'm not seeing it like that. This was all part of the same trend. Where did price start turning around? It went from lower low up to this lower high here. Right? This is where price stopped trending and it started just giving you a pullback. So right now, again, I don't want you to confuse your entry rules. This is why I said this. I think we talked about this another stream, like a couple streams ago. I don't want you to confuse your entry strategy rules to what you're looking for market structure. It's two completely different things. And you'll see what I'm talking about on EURUSD, which is the reason why I took the trade on EURUSD. Do not confuse entry strategy rules to market structure. It's two completely different things. Let me know if the drawing cleared up the confusion that you had. You get it now? Okay. Let me know if it doesn't. I'll try to explain it again. But if you say we're good, then cool. Right, so we know that we're trading now between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows. And again, I'll be looking for price to give us a higher high. So EURCAD, gonna add this to the watch list as well for the week. EURCAD, and it's the same thing that we're looking for on EURAUD. We're just looking for price to give us a set higher high break of structure on the 30-minute time frame for continuations. Alright, we've been doing this for an hour, so I'm gonna start picking up the pace. EURUSD is going to be the one that we're going to take a little bit of time on again to explain the trade that we took. But EURUSD, we know we're in an overall uptrend, right? We had push number 1, level 1, first zone of consolidation. Then we had the start of level 2, which happened here when price gave us a break of structure of the zone of consolidation, gave us a higher high, higher low, and then gave us a higher high. And on the move from the higher high to a higher low, it just decided to give us a zone of consolidation, where price gave us a rejection of the high. It came down in the middle. It was just where price was consolidating. Right? We also know that we have gaps in the market. We have gaps at the bottom of the trend. We have one at the top of the trend. So right now it's just a battle between where does price want to go in these areas. On the 4-hour time frame, price did give us a higher high. It gave us a nice push to the top side, back down into a higher low. Could this be the higher low? It could be. But once again, what we're looking for, once price gives us a set higher low, we're looking for price to give us the change of character or break of structure to the top side to give us the confirmation that price is going to continue an uptrend push. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high. It gave us the break of structure, lower low, lower high. And after the break of structure, lower low, lower high, it gave us that push to the bottom. And it gave us another lower low. So we already have the change of character. We had the break of structure. We had the retest of the break of structure going short. And then we had the continuation, right? The 3 pushes. We had the 3 pushes to the bottom. Right? Once we understood that we were at a lower low, that we were now on the 30-minute time frame, what am I looking for? Internally, on the 5-minute, 1-minute structure, what do I want to see? Right? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character, higher high. Right? It gave us the trend. It just continued to trend after it gave us the change of character. Right? So let's mark this up. 5-minute change of character. Right? After price gave us the change of character, price just continued to trend, continued to trend, continued to trend until where? Until here. So boom, now we know we have a 5-minute higher high. Then price gave us a higher low. Then price gave us a break of structure, 5-minute break of structure. Perfect. So we knew that we were trading between these highs and these lows. Now, what happened on the 5-minute time frame? After the higher high was set, price gave us an inducement of the low. It gave us a little 5-minute change of character, but it was an inducement. Why was it an inducement? Because price never gave us a valid break. It was just wicks. After it gave us the inducement, what did price do? It gave us a 5-minute engulfing candle. So perfect. That was the first confirmation. The second thing that price gave us in this exact same area, which is what I was looking for, was a 30-minute engulfing candle. And let's mark this up because I don't know why this doesn't have the label. Once I saw that price on the 5-minute and on the 30-minute gave us the engulfing candle, I took the entry. On the retest, I took the entry. Stop loss was below the engulfing candles at 10 pips. And then my TP was STP for the day, which was at 46 pips. So that's it. That's all I'm looking for. We're at a lower low. We know that price has to go up and give us a lower high. At least it has to give us a lower high. I took the trade from the lower low, going back up into the lower high. Perfect. Now, in order for me to start looking for continuations on EURUSD, to continue to look for these buys, what do I need to see? On the 30-minute time frame, I need to start seeing price give us a change of character, higher high, right? Because we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. I can't take a buy position at a lower high. That doesn't even make any sense. So what I'm looking for is for price to give me a higher high change of character, higher low, and then I'll be looking for price to give me a higher high break of structure, higher low. This is where I'll start looking to take these trades back to the top side to at least fill this 30-minute gap that we have here at the top. I'm just getting it piece by piece. It gave me the first piece, right? I'm thinking of this. I don't even know what, I don't like using the food analogy because I don't want to look fat, but it's again like you ordered a large pizza, talking about 16 slices. You're not going to eat all 16 slices in one sitting. You might do it for it might take you 3 days if you're the only one eating the box of pizza. So on the first day you eat 4 slices. Cool, 4 slices. Right? Second day, what are you looking for? Fuck it. On the second day you're going to be looking to eat another 3 slices or another 4 slices. Cool. I'll take another 4 slices the next time. That's it. It's the same thing in trading. I'm just looking for the same thing. I'm good this day, I'll wait for the next day. If the next day doesn't look good and it's not giving me my rules, then cool, I'm not going to take it. But if it gives me the entry confirmation, then I'm taking it. It's that simple. Like it's not a game of this is what I want to see, so this is what I'm going to take. No. The market doesn't care what you see. It's whether or not you see what the market is going to give you. That's really the only difference. So that's pretty much it when it comes to EU. It's a pretty simple trade. Like it's not really anything crazy. It's nothing that you guys can't see, or you guys can't sit here and tell me you couldn't see that trade. It's a textbook trade. Pretty simple. So let me know if that makes sense, guys. And again, that's pretty much the last pair where I'm gonna just go into details. These last couple pairs, I'm gonna update them like if I was the one updating it on myself, by myself. We've already been streaming for an hour. I don't want to make this any longer than it has to be. The last pair that we will go into detail is NZD USD, since Albert asked a question about it. So I'll go over NZD USD in detail, but these other pairs, we're pretty much gonna fly through them. So take this time. I'll give you guys another minute in the chat. Take this time to ask questions. What questions do you have? Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys want me to talk about? This is the time to ask questions. Let me know. guys are good in the chat? Are you sure? Albert, you good? Adrian, you good? If anybody else is here in the chat, let me know. Type 1 if you're good. Let me see if you guys, before I go, let me know. Type 1 in the chat if you want me to keep going. Alright, seems like you guys are good in the chat. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, so GA, we're in peak high territory. Nothing to talk about on this one. I'm not going to be trading it until we get the change of character break of structure to the bottom side. Or unless price starts trending again at the bottom of the zone of consolidation back to the top side. Right now we can see that price gave us a daily engulfing candle here. So this is a good point of interest to start seeing price making higher highs and higher lows. On the 4-hour time frame, price gave us a change of character to the bottom, so that's also good, right? If we could get price to give us a 4-hour change of character and break of structure, then we know that we've gone from the uptrend right back down to the downtrend, and that's when I'll start looking to take those prices back down to the bottom. So we have the change of character that happened here, 4-hour change, and we're trading between the 4-hour high that we currently have and these 4-hour lows down here. We also had a week of rise, and again our 4-hour high is the one that we have all the way up here. And then on the 30-minute time frame, I'm having an issue with my Discord. NZD/USD price gave us a 4th day drop, double top bouncing off the 50. Got you. Engulfing candle and a retest. We'll go over NZD/USD. I got you. Right, and then on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then it gave us a change of character, higher high. So same thing for GA. If GA could give us a valid break of structure after this change of character, meaning again if price could give us this higher high, higher low, and it gives us another higher high break of structure, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades. Price gave us a day of rise, and we're trading between these 30-minute lows down here and these 30-minute highs at the top side. So we'll be patient with GA. GCAD on the daily time frame. We're back at the higher highs in level 3. We're still on an uptrend. 2 months of rise. Let me add a line here. I don't know why. Again, bro, I feel like I add these lines every single week. Two months of rise, this month being the 3rd month. Price already gave us that new high, then started going back down. On the 4-hour time frame, price gave us higher high, higher low. Gave us higher high, higher. Did it give us a break here? I don't think so. It did higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, but it did not give us a valid break at these highs. So we cannot say that we're trading higher high, higher low at the moment. We're still trading in that previous higher high. We had 2 weeks of rise. This week being the 3rd week. Price did not give us that 3rd week push. It went down instead. It gave us a week of drop, and that's okay. The first confirmation for us to not be in a strong continuation is the fact that price did not give us that valid break on the 4-hour time frame. Our second confirmation as to why price isn't going to give us that third push to the top side, we had a gap in the market in the beginning of the week last week. Gaps in the market reset the trend. So we had two confirmations to let us know, hey, right now is not the time to be looking for trades going back down or going back up to the top side. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low change of character. Then it gave us a lower high, did not break the 30-minute highs. It tapped into it, gave us the inducement of these highs, and then came right back down to the bottom. Gave us 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up, and we ended up going up. So GCAD for me is another one where we're going to take a little step back. We're going to keep an eye on it. But right now, price and structure is not on our side. Now, if we go down up to the 5-minute or the 1-minute, then we'll have a little bit more structure to play with. Let's see here. We'll be trading between lower low, change of character, lower high, lower low. Yep, on the 5-minute time frame, we'll be trading between the change of character. So this is going to be a pair where in the lower time frame is where you'll most likely get your trade. GCAD on the 5-minute is where you would want to start looking to take those trades back to the top side if price gives you a valid break of these highs. And again, would be very probable, right? Would be breaking above the 30-minute 800 EMA, and we'd also be breaking above the 800 EMA on the 5-minute as well. We're testing it. If we could get price to give us a valid break above these highs, then crystal clean trades back to the top side with GCAD. So keep an eye on that. Oh man, my throat is giving up on me, bro. I gotta hurry up. GJ daily time frame pause. That sounded very, 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 very weird to not say the other word. GJ, we're still in an uptrend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. On the push to the higher high, it gave us a zone of consolidation. We were looking for price to give us a valid break of the highs on the 4-hour time frame, and it did give us those valid breaks. On the 4-hour time frame, man, I'm ready to start deleting a lot of these lines. I'm not gonna lie. This is looking crazy. On the 4-hour time frame, we got the valid breaks, which happened up here. Price gave us a week of drop last week. This week, price gave us a week of rise, but we're very close to it being a no net. We'll mark it as a rise instead. It don't matter. Alright, let me start deleting some of these things, guys. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay. So then on the 4-hour, we're trading now between these lows and these highs. Now we know we're trading from a higher high going into a higher low. We also know that we have a gap at the bottom of the market. Could we capitalize on these short positions to fill this gap at the bottom of the market? Of course. That's what I'll be looking for when it comes to GJ. I'll be looking to see price to go down to fill these gaps. On the 30-minute, we know we're making higher high, higher low, higher high. On the 1-minute, we had a change of character, break of structure. If you took this trade, beautiful, right? Higher high going into a higher low. We have 2 days of drop. Price gave us a change of character on the 30-minute time frame. What I'll be looking for is for price to give me another lower high, for it to then give us another lower low break of structure. And after the break of structure is set, once we get the retest, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades back down to the bottom to fill that 30-minute gap that's at the lows. We'll keep this here. And then we'll go into the Discord. We'll keep GJ on our watch list as well for the week. GJ, and looking for price to give a 30-minute BOS to fill gap at the lows. All right. GU, very similar to EU. We are in level 2 on an uptrend. We're trading at the higher high. Instead of price giving us a simple higher high, higher low, higher high, it gave us a little zone of consolidation. Daily time frame going into the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, we're trading between a lower low, lower high situation. So on the 4-hour time frame, we're downtrending. Man, I'm getting sick and tired of these lines, or I'm not gonna lie to you. We need somebody who could make an indicator for this. Have a week of drop. And on the 30-minute time frame, we're also on a downtrend. We're trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, change of character. And then price gave us a lower low, change of character. So we know that we're trading between these highs and these lows down here. And then on the 5-minute, very similar to GCAD, is where price gave us a change of character to the top side. So we know that on the 30-minute, we're trading at a lower low. The question would just be, how high is this pullback going to be, right, into the lower high? So that 5-minute time frame is going to tell us a lot in this area. For NZD USD, I'm having an issue with my Discord. NZD USD price gave us a 4th-day drop. So let's start from the daily time frame first of all. So daily time frame, we know we're in the second zone of consolidation on a downtrend. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, so we know that this isn't the best spot to be looking for a trade. However, we go into the internal time frame, 4-hour. Go on the lower time frame, and we know that price gave us a 4-hour zone of consolidation, where price gave us the break of structure, lower low, lower high, and then price gave us a third and final push to the bottom, another lower low, not a third and final, but a third push, right? Lower low gave us another lower high, and then price, towards the end of the week, it gave us another lower low. So we know that on the 4-hour time frame, we're now trading between the lower high point, and we still don't have a set lower low just yet, but we'll keep it marked here so we're not confused. And the valid break happened with this candle here. So now we know we're trading at a lower low, right? Again, the lower low was set at, damn bro, my mouse is so sensitive, at 1 p.m. on Friday. So think about it. The low was set at 1 p.m. on Friday. So we go to the 30-minute time frame. price gave us 1 day a drop, 2 days a drop, 3 days a drop. Right? So the number one thing is that I want to, let me see, what was the text that you sent to that, right? So the number one thing to keep in mind is that there was no 4th day variation with NZD USD. The only way you can get a 4th day variation is if the 3rd day gives you either a drop rise where price gives you a 3rd push to the bottom and then pushes to the top side, or if price gives you a drop no net where price gives you the 3rd day low and then just starts consolidating. Right? So that's the number one thing, is that once again, there is no 4th day variation. Right? Then you said price gave, you know, I want to also speak on this as well. When we're looking at the 30-minute structure, price gave us a change of character, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high, then price gave us a change of character, lower low. Right? So we're not confused about where the structure is at either on this. Alright, hold on. This is bugging me out. Right? We had lower low, lower high. Price here gave us an inducement. Right? Price here gave us an inducement. Or you say you sent a picture on Discord, let me see. Exactly, okay, cool. So exactly what you have drawn out. And let me actually see if I could open this, show it on the stream. Right? We have $30-minute break. Right? You have your 30-minute BOS line down here. And your question was in the Discord. Can you confirm if this trade would have been valid? Right? So before I take a trade, before I'm comfortable taking a trade, what do I need to see after the change of character? I need to see a valid break of structure. Did we get a valid, at the time that you were looking for this trade, which was on Thursday night going into Friday, did price give you a valid break of structure? No. Right? It gave you an inducement of the low. It's the number one thing. The second thing, again, am I looking or am I expecting price to continue this trend to the bottom side? Again, the answer is no. Why? Because price never gave us a confirmation on the 3rd day, right? It didn't give us a 4th day confirmation. Meaning price didn't finish on a drop no net, price didn't finish on a drop rise. It finished on 3 days of drop. Right? And just based on our simple rules, based on our simple rules, after 3 days of drop, what must the market do? Either move sideways or go up. Now again, is there times where price isn't going to respect those rules? Of course. Right? What happened on Friday? There was news on Friday. News events, it doesn't matter what you're seeing, the news affects the market. Right? If there's gaps in the market, gaps reset the trend. So we didn't have any gaps, but we had news in the market. So that's already our second thing, our second confirmation, like, hey, stay away from taking the trade. So just based off of those two things is why this would have been an invalid entry. Right? Besides the fact that we were bouncing off the 50 EMA, which is what we're looking for because we are in level 3, right? Besides the fact that price gave you a double top on the internal time frame, me personally, I'm not looking to take this trade simply because we already have 3 days of drop and price didn't give us a valid break of structure before this trade. Could you explain the 4th day? Yeah, so like for example, the same thing on if NZD was on an uptrend, for example, right? Price gave us 1 day a rise, 2 days a rise, and on the 3rd day, price gave us the 3rd day push and then finished on a no net. It finished in the exact same spot. So this is a 4th day variation where we are expecting price on the next day to continue the trend to the top side. An example here on the left hand side. We had 3 days of drop. On the 3rd day, price gave us that 3rd day low, but it finished on a no net. So now again, the question is, well, if this gave you a drop no net, why didn't price give you a 4th day push to the bottom side? The trend trumps everything that you see. Yes, we have a 4th day push to the bottom, a 4th day variation, but we're at a lower low. We had a 4-hour break that gave us the 4-hour lower low. We're on the 30-minute lower low. What do we think price is going to do? Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low? Or do we think price is going to make lower low, lower high? Right? So we know that this is not a valid 4th day low because we're trading at a lower low. Let's keep finding another one. Let's see. We have clean rises and clean drops here. Right? Same thing here. We had 3 days of drop. On the 3rd day, it gave us a drop, a no net. Right? Why weren't we expecting price to continue this trend? Is because we're trading at a lower low. We're trading at a 30-minute lower low. Once again, another 4-hour lower low. That's why that one didn't work. But let's keep looking for one. I got you. I know we have one here somewhere. And if not on this pair, we could find it on another pair. But this one looks like a trend clean every single time. Right? 2 days, 3rd day, drop rise, but again was at a lower low. So this is not a valid 4th day variation. But I hope that makes sense. Right? We're back in June for this year. I didn't start trading NZD USD till mid-year. But I hope that made sense. Just with those examples there. Like, this is not a valid 3-day low, or I'm sorry, this is not a valid 4th day variation, not only because we're trading at a lower low, but there was also a gap here that started off the week. Gaps reset the trend. Price came back up. But that's all that is, and I'm sure that on the next pair we'll go over it too so you can see. But a 4th day variation is only when price gives you a 3rd day drop, and on that same drop it gives you a drop rise where it goes down and it goes up, or if it gives you a drop no net where price gives you the 3rd day low but then moves sideways. That's when you're expecting it. But again, if you're trading at a lower low and price gives you the 4th day variation confirmation at a lower low, it's a low probability because price is already at a lower low. How much lower could it go? So on the 30-minute time frame, we're trading between these lows down here and these highs over here. All right, we're gonna start speeding it up here, ladies and gentlemen. These last couple pairs too, I'm not really actively trading them, so we'll go through them pretty quick. So US30 is at a higher high. We're at peak formation high. We're at the highest point in the market. Price was at a higher high, and we could finally see price giving us a higher low push back down to the bottom. On the 4-hour time frame, same thing. We're trading at a higher high, and now we're looking for price to give us a higher low. We have a weaker drop. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a change of character. So if price decides to give us a valid break, depending how close we are to these 4-hour lows, I'll start looking to take trades back down to the bottom if we could get another break of structure. If we don't get a break, then we know price is just gonna go right back to the top side, and we're trading between the same 30-minute high. These 30-minute lows aren't set just yet. You have 2 days of drop, but price finished at the bottom, so I'm not really expecting anything out of US30. USDCAD. Daily time frame, we are still on a daily higher high, higher low, but when we're looking at the market makers pattern, we could still now be on the first zone of consolidation on a downtrend. Price at the end of the week retested our top of the zone of consolidation, didn't give us a break. So right now we're still looking good with USDCAD. As soon as we start making lower lows and lower highs on USDCAD, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades back down to the bottom. We also had 3 weeks of rise. This week was the third week. After 3 weeks of rise, the market must go down or move sideways. And we know that on the 4 hour we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Gave us a higher high. Now this is where price continues the trend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So technically, I don't want to, I'm not going to mark this as higher low down here and this higher high. This is all part of the same trend. So we're trading between this 4 hour high over here and these 4 hour lows down here. Technically down here, sorry. Alright, higher high, higher low into these higher highs. And then on the 30-minute time frame, you can see I don't even have this updated all the way. We had, let's do this now. So on the 30-minute, we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Gave us a higher low, higher high. Then it gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're trading between these higher lows down here and these higher highs over here. And on the 5-minute, it gave us an inducement. Gave us a day of drop. And all the traders who thought that this was a flag post pattern back to the top side, you went straight to stop loss. Right? And again, why? Because you're trading a buy position at the top of the zone of consolidation without a valid break. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter how you slice it up, brother. You should not be looking to take those positions in these areas. And on the 5-minute, we had high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. So yeah, this is going to be a good one to keep an eye on the 5-minute time frame. Right? Could we say that this is where it gave us a shoulder head shoulder, change of character, break, retest? Could this be the trade? Yeah, that's a very aggressive way to look at it. On the 1-minute, I would. Right, on the 1-minute, this would have been a very aggressive trade to take at the end of the session to start the week. But I'm going to say that all of this was part of the same trend on the 5-minute. Right, then price gave us an inducement here, because if you zoom in, you see that price, this wick here did go above this one here. You can see that this one didn't go to the top of the red box, this one did. Right, so technically on the 5-minute time frame, right, we are trading between this low down here. Right, the lowest point between here and here is here. And this is where price gave us the change of character, which again, a lot of people would say, oh, this is the break of the shoulder head shoulder, right? And then price gave us these lows down here. So if we could get price to give us a break of these lows, this is where I'll start looking to take these trades back down to the bottom of the zone of consolidation for USDCAD. So this is looking good. USDCAD is looking good. Let's put this one on our watch list for the week as well. My bad, I think I saw something in the chat. Give me 1 second. Let me type this in real quick. USDCAD. Looking for 5-minute BOS to start looking for short positions from the top of the zone consolidation. We're good. I didn't see anything in the chat. USDZAR is another one that I'm currently not going to be trading. I still have this as the second zone of consolidation. We already reached our previous peak highs. Still looks like we're in a zone of consolidation on an uptrend. So, you know, a thing with USDZAR and CAD is that they move very similarly. Very, very, very similarly. So, you know, if USDCAD decides to start going in that downtrend, then we'll have to revisit USDZAR to really see exactly where it is that we're at. We had a 4-hour change of character here that gave us the lower low, and we're still trading between that lower low. We're still not uptrending on the 4-hour. You know, and this situation is very similar to EUROCAD, right? Where right now, yeah, we could be on the second zone of consolidation, but determining how price decides to move, since price already hit our previous peak highs, you know, could this have already started the downtrend push? It could have. But I'm not going to start it, I'm not going to mark it up that way until we don't get a solid confirmation as to where price wants to go. And the fact that price is moving a little bit differently is, you know, that's why we want to wait for our confirmations, right? And then we had lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we had a higher high change of character. So we're trading between these lows down here and these highs up here. And again, if price gives us a valid break above these highs, then you know we could take those trades back up. 2 days of rise. Could we be looking for a third day? We'll definitely be waiting for it. We'll keep an eye out for it. For gold on the daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. This is another pair that I'm currently really not trading. We're in peak high territory. We're at a higher high. You know, how much higher could price go? It could keep going. This is gold, right? Gold doesn't follow any rules, right? Especially when we're talking about, you know, again, we always say it. News always affects the trends. News always affects the market, right? So with that understanding that that's what happens during news, and seeing how price is moving, right, we know that price is just going to continue to do what it has to do. Another week of rise. Right, we've been trading now, we've been trending to the top side for what, 9 weeks? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for 8 weeks now. It's crazy. And then on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us higher high, higher low, and then continued higher high. Gave us a little higher low. Gave us a day of rise, and again, 5-minute BOS is not that high probable. It's not high probability. Again, why? Because we are still in an uptrend. We're still making higher high and higher low. This 30-minute bearish engulfing candle is low probability. Why? Because this could still be a higher low for price to continue back up into a higher high. Right? So, gonna be careful. Gonna be careful with gold. Bitcoin and then US oil, and that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I'm not trading Bitcoin right now. I'm not trading oil. Well, oil's getting ready, but that's pretty much it for this weekend, guys. Any questions, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to go over, let me know. Any pairs in specific that you guys want me to go over and talk about, let me know. If not, then that's pretty much it for this weekend, man. We'll be back again on Monday. Again, usually we do these on Sundays, but I'm going to be a little busy tomorrow, so wanted to get the session out of the way, update my charts, but also give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions. Anything at all, let me know. Two days of drop, looking for a third day low. The price give it to us, not yet. This could keep going a little bit lower too. And then oil finally gave us the break of structure on the 30-minute time frame. Finally! Alright, the only bad thing now is fucking the daily lows. Let's go to the daily time frame real quick and see this. Where are we trading currently? Telling you, bro, the good thing with oil is that once it starts trending, it starts trending. But the bad thing is that if you miss it, you miss it. Oil is one of those. I love trading oil. It's always been a favorite pair of mine to trade for some reason. Mainly because every time I've traded oil successfully, it's been a really good run. It's always a good run. But again, the bad thing with oil is that sometimes this shit, as soon as the market opens, it starts moving. That's the bad thing about oil. If you're not there to take the trade when the opportunity presents itself, you pretty much missed out. And we've seen that happen many fucking times this year. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Many, many, many times. So we're trading between a lower high going into a lower low. So we're just looking for those continuations. Still looking good. I am expecting price to give us these new lows into the daily time frame, the 4-hour lows. So we're looking good, right? It's just really about looking to see where we're gonna start taking these positions, and if price gives us the confirmations that we're looking for at the time that we're on the charts. We have 2 weeks of drop as well, so could this give us another low this week? Absolutely. I would have loved for price to have given us this low at the end of the day of Friday, at the end of the week, and then given us a pullback. That way we had a little bit more room to take a trade and be a little bit more comfortable taking the trades for this upcoming week. But nonetheless, we're looking good. We're looking good with oil. This is definitely going to be a pair on my watch list for this upcoming week. I have a beautiful, nice engulfing candle here on the 15-minute time frame. Ooh wee. Beautiful engulfing candle. 15-minute engulfing. Right, we're bouncing off the 200, which is exactly what we want to see. We bouncing off the 200 on any other time frame? No, just the 5-minute. Okay. At this point, once we get that pullback, I'm sure the 200 would be fairly close. That's pretty much it, guys. The pairs on our watch list for this week, we have a pretty extensive watch list. Let me type this one in, then we'll go in order. US oil, looking for lower low continuations. So pretty much in our watch list for this week, we have AUDUSD, looking for the continuations back down to the bottom, very similar to US oil. We have AUDCAD, looking for price to go from the lower high to a lower low to continue the downtrend push. Again, very similar to AU and very similar to oil. EURAUD, we're looking for the break of structure above these highs to give us a continuation, so we'll be patient with EA. ECAD, we're looking for the same thing, that 30-minute break above these highs. For GJ, we're looking for price to give us a 30-minute break of structure right after the change of character, for price to start going down and continue this downtrend push into the 30-minute gap that we have down here. And then we have USDCAD on our watch list. We're looking for the break of structure to happen after the change of character on the 5-minute time frame to continue these pushes back down to the bottom. And then the last pair on our watch list is US oil, which we just talked about, looking for those continuations back down into the bottom of the daily and the 4-hour lows. So that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to go over, let me know. Gotta go back and watch Euro pairs. Other than that, everything else looks pretty smooth, but good session. Thank you, sir. Clean EU positions. Yeah, EU looks like it'll be a pretty good one. EU looks like it'll be good for the continuations. But for Friday was perfect. Friday was a perfect trade for this. For these next upcoming days, we just got to be a little patient. Again, very similar to GU. And GU is going to give us a confirmation first on the internal. On the 5-minute, it'll gave us the change of character. We'll be waiting for that break to happen. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your evening, good rest of your afternoon. And we'll be back again on Monday morning for the live trading session. Peace out, peace out, peace out.